All right, get ready to dive deep, because today we're exploring the world of Kabbalah.
Oh, fascinating stuff.
Yeah, especially how it uses metaphors,
Mm.
like to reveal hidden realities and stuff. And we've got some excerpts from Rabbi Philip S. Berg's Initiation a la Kabbalah, right, to kind of guide us through it.
Yeah, it's a really interesting approach, because Kabbalah deals with these concepts that are really hard to wrap your head around. Like, imagine trying to describe, I don't know, a sunrise to someone who's like never seen one before.
Right.
You probably end up using comparisons, right? Metaphors, analogies, just to try to like bridge that gap. And that's basically what Kabbalah does. It builds a bridge between like the stuff we know and this like vast unknown,
So it's like a secret language almost of symbols.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, Kabbalah looks at reality on all these different levels. Like there's the physical world we can see, but then there's this hidden spiritual world that's like underneath it all.
Right.
And metaphor is kind of like the key to unlocking that hidden world.
Oh, okay. I'm intrigued. Can you give me like an example?
Yeah.
Of how that bridge works,
Sure, yeah. Think about the Sephirot. These 10 emanations of divine light.
Okay.
They're often depicted as a tree of life.
Okay.
And each Sephira, it kind of represents a different aspect of God's attributes, and how they like show up in the universe.
A tree of life. Okay, that's a powerful image. So each Sephira, is that like a branch on the tree then? Like showing how the light takes shape?
Exactly. Yeah. And it's not just a static image either. Like Kabbalah talks about all these intricate relationships between these Sephirot, how they interact and influence each other, creating the dynamic flow of existence.
Oh, wow.
It's like a cosmic blueprint for how the universe unfolds.
So it's not just about like understanding each one individually, but seeing how they all work together.
Exactly. Yeah, precisely. And that idea, of interconnectedness, it's like super important in Kabbalah. It's basically saying that everything, from the smallest particle to like the biggest cosmic event, it's all like ultimately part of this unified whole.
Oh, okay. That reminds me of something from the book, actually. Rabbi Berg talks about the 4 chariots.
Oh, yeah.
What was that all about?
Right. Another great example of Kabbalistic metaphor.
Okay.
So the 4 chariots, as described in the Zohar, they represent these 4 levels of spiritual perception.
Okay.
And each chariot possesses these unique qualities, representing like different ways of perceiving reality.
So like each chariot is a different vantage point then. Like you climb higher and see the universe differently.
Exactly, yeah. And as we ascend through those levels, we gain a deeper understanding of like ourselves, the universe, and our connection to the divine.
So obviously it's not about actually riding in a chariot, right?
Right, no.
It's about expanding our consciousness, going beyond our senses.
Exactly, you got it. Yeah, Kabbalah is all about pushing those boundaries of perception, revealing hidden depths of reality that we might otherwise miss.
This is already making me look at things differently. So we got the tree of life, the 4 chariots. Is there another example of this symbolic language, that really stands out?
Oh, absolutely. Consider the concept of Tzimtzum, which describes God's contraction to like make space for creation.
Okay.
Imagine, a light so brilliant that it fills everything, and then it deliberately withdraws, creating this void where something else can exist.
Okay, hold on. My brain needs a minute to process this. So it's like an artist stepping back from their canvas.
That's a great analogy. Yeah, Tzimtzum is a way to explain how a finite world could like arise from this, infinite divine source. Yeah. It's about that paradox of like something coming from nothing.
This is where it gets really interesting because it suggests that even in the void, like in nothingness, there's still that potential.
Precisely. Yeah, and that spark is like what Kabbalah is all about. Revealing that hidden potential within ourselves, within the universe, within every aspect of creation.
I'm starting to see how these metaphors aren't just like poetic, They're actually tools to help us understand these really profound spiritual concepts.
Exactly, yeah. They're like keys that unlock these hidden doors of perception, allowing us to glimpse these realities that are like way beyond our ordinary understanding.
It's like Kabbalah is offering us a new language, like a way to decode the mysteries of existence. But what about, people who aren't Kabbalah scholars? Can these metaphors still be meaningful for them?
Absolutely. Even if you're not deeply immersed in Kabbalah, these metaphors can really enrich your own understanding of like life, spirituality, and the world around you.
Can you give an example? of how that might work?
Yeah, sure. Think about the tree of life. Even without getting into the complexities of the Sephiro, the image itself can be a really powerful meditation tool. It reminds us that, life is about growth, branching out, finding balance, connection.
So even just like thinking about that image can help us reflect on our own lives.
Exactly. Or take the concept of Zimsum.
Right.
It can encourage us to consider the importance of empty space, of letting go, of creating room for new possibilities.
It's like when you clean up your space and then suddenly your mind feels clear too.
Precisely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kabbalistic metaphors can resonate on all these different levels, offering insights that are both like profound and deeply personal.
This is starting to make a lot of sense. They're like these little seeds of wisdom that we can plant and watch grow. But how do we even know which metaphors to like focus on? There seem to be so many.
Right, and that's where exploration and, personal connection come in.
That's it.
Some metaphors are going to resonate more deeply with you than others.
Right.
The key is to like approach them with an open mind and heart. Let the insights unfold naturally.
So it's like a journey of discovery where we're invited to explore and like find what speaks to us.
That's a beautiful way to put it. Yeah, Kabbalah is a path of unveiling, of peeling back the layers of reality to discover that hidden light within.
This is giving me so much to think about. I'm ready to dive deeper into these metaphors and see what other hidden truths they reveal. But before we do, let's take a moment to hear what's resonating with you so far. What's capturing your imagination in this exploration of Kabbalistic metaphor? It's amazing how Kabbalah connects these like grand cosmic visions with the potential for, personal and collective transformation. This idea of actively like creating a more enlightened era. It's really inspiring.
Yeah, it's one of the beautiful things about Kabbalah. It's deeply mystical, but also like super practical.
Right.
And speaking of practical, Rabbi Berg talks about the Zohar,
Yeah.
which is one of the like most important texts in Kabbalah. And it sounds like it's more than just, a book of teachings.
Yeah. There's definitely like a sense of awe, reverence,
Yeah.
whenever the Zohar is mentioned. What makes it so special?
Well, the Zohar, it's often called the Book of Radiance. It's a mystical commentary on the Torah,
Okay.
written in Aramaic.
Okay.
And it's considered this like wellspring of spiritual wisdom. It reveals these hidden layers of meaning within the biblical text.
So it's not just reading the Torah literally, but like finding those deeper symbolic interpretations.
Exactly. Kabbalists believe that the Zohar contains secrets of creation, the blueprint of the universe and a roadmap for spiritual evolution. It's said to offer like profound insights into the nature of God, the soul, and, the purpose of existence.
Okay, so it's like a decoder ring for the universe. But with all this talk of hidden meanings and secrets, is there anything in the Zohar that like speaks to our everyday lives?
Oh, absolutely. One of the key concepts is that creation is like fundamentally good.
Okay.
Even though, we experience all this pain and suffering in the world.
That's a tough one to like reconcile.
Yeah.
How can creation be good when there's, so much darkness and negativity?
Right. Well, Kabbalah teaches that the creator's intention was to create a world filled with like goodness and light.
Okay.
However, the process of creation involved this like necessary concealment of that light, creating a space for free will. And this allows us to like choose to align ourselves with, either the light or the darkness.
So it's like this cosmic game of hide and seek.
That's a great analogy. Yeah. The challenges and difficulties we experience, they're actually like opportunities for growth, for choosing to move towards the light, for refining our character and revealing those hidden sparks of divinity, within ourselves and the world.
It's a perspective that like shifts the focus, From blaming some outside force to recognizing the potential for good even in the tough times is way more empowering.
Yeah, exactly.
And speaking of empowerment, the Zohar also emphasizes the importance of joy and celebration, like as part of this tikkun olam, the repairing of the world.
That's right. Joy is seen as like this powerful force in Kabbalah. It's not about, denying the challenges or difficulties in life, but recognizing that even amidst darkness, there's that spark of divine light just waiting to be like revealed. And by cultivating joy, by celebrating life and its blessings, we tap into that spark and like radiate it outwards.
So joy is not just about feeling good.
Right.
It's a spiritual practice, the way to like connect and contribute.
Precisely. Yeah, it's about aligning ourselves with that inherent goodness of creation and allowing that recognition to like fill us with joy, which then, spills over into the world around us.
It's a beautiful concept. Makes me wonder, what else does the Zohar reveal about, how we can access this deeper understanding of ourselves and the universe?
Well, one key concept is Kavanah, which means intention or mindfulness. It's about bringing conscious awareness to our actions, like infusing even mundane tasks with a deeper spiritual purpose.
So like finding the divine in the everyday, seeing those simple acts as expressions of something bigger.
Exactly, yeah. Kavanah is about bridging that gap between like the sacred and the secular, recognizing that that every moment offers a chance to connect with the divine, to, contribute to the elevation of the world.
This has been so fascinating, exploring Kabbalah and how it uses these metaphors, to illuminate hidden truths. It feels like we've only just like scratched the surface of this vast system of thought.
We have, but hopefully it's sparked a curiosity to like dive deeper, explore these metaphors further, and discover that personal meaning they hold.
I know I'm feeling that spark. One final question before we wrap up. If you could give our listeners, just one piece of advice based on all this, what would it be?
I'd encourage them to embrace the power of metaphorical thinking. Don't be afraid to look beyond the literal,
Right.
to seek deeper meaning in those everyday experiences, and to allow Kabbalah's rich imagery to ignite your imagination and guide you on your own spiritual journey.
That's beautiful advice. Remember, every moment is a chance to like lift the veil and see that hidden light within. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of Kabbalah.
Yeah, it's really incredible, right? How Kabbalah can connect these like huge cosmic visions with the potential for change, both personally and, for everyone. This idea of actively bringing about a more enlightened era is really powerful stuff.
It really is. That's kind of the magic of Kabbalah, It's
Hmm.
both deeply mystical and intensely practical at the same time.
Right, exactly.
And speaking of the practical side of things, Rabbi Berg dives into the Zohar in this book,
Okay, yeah, this is hard.
which is like one of the most important Kabbalistic texts.
Yeah, and it always seems like more than just a book,
Right.
There's this sense of like awe and reverence whenever it's mentioned. What is it about the Zohar that makes it so special?
Well, the Zohar is often called the Book of Radiance.
The Book of Radiance, okay.
It's essentially a mystical commentary on the Torah,
Okay.
written in Aramaic.
And it's considered to be this incredible source of spiritual wisdom. Like, it reveals all these hidden layers of meaning within the biblical text.
So it's not just about reading the Torah on a surface level then.
No, no.
It's about finding those deeper, more symbolic interpretations.
Exactly. Kabbalists believe that the Zohar holds secrets of creation, like the blueprint of the universe, and even a roadmap for spiritual evolution. It's said to provide really profound insights into the nature of God, the soul, and the purpose of existence.
Wow, it really is like a decoder ring for the universe.
Yeah.
But with all this talk about hidden meanings and mystical secrets, is there anything in the Zohar that speaks to, like, our everyday lives?
Oh, absolutely. One of the key concepts in the Zohar is the idea that creation is fundamentally good.
Okay.
Even though we experience so much, pain and suffering in the world.
Yeah, right. That's a hard one to wrap your head around.
Yeah.
How can creation be inherently good when there's so much, darkness and negativity surrounding us?
Well, Kabbalah teaches that the Creator's intention was to create a world filled with, like, pure goodness and light.
Okay.
However, the process of creation involved a necessary concealment of that light, creating a space for free will. And this allows us then to choose to align ourselves with either the light or the darkness.
So it's almost like a cosmic game of hide and seek then.
Yes, that's a great analogy. The challenges and the difficulties that we experience, they're actually opportunities for growth, for
Wow.
choosing to move towards the light, for refining our character, and for revealing those sparks of divinity within ourselves and the world around us.
That's a very different way of looking at things.
Yeah.
It shifts the focus away from blaming some like external force for evil and instead helps us recognize the potential for good, even in the most difficult situations. It's a much more empowering perspective.
It really is.
And speaking of empowerment, the Zohar also really emphasizes the importance of joy and celebration as part of this process of tikkun olam, repairing the world, right?
Yep. That's right. Joy is seen as such a powerful force in Kabbalah. It's not about, denying the challenges and difficulties of life, but rather about recognizing that even in the midst of darkness, there's a spark of divine light just waiting to be revealed. And by cultivating joy, by celebrating life and all of its blessings, we tap into that spark and we radiate it outwards.
So joy isn't just about feeling good then.
No.
It's like a spiritual practice,
Yeah.
a way to connect with the divine and contribute to like raising the vibration of the world.
Precisely. It's about aligning ourselves with the inherent goodness of creation and allowing that recognition to fill us with joy. And that joy then naturally spills over into the world around us.
That's such a beautiful concept. Makes me think, what else does the Zohar reveal about like how we can access this deeper understanding of ourselves and the universe?
Well, one of the central concepts is Kavanah, which means intention or mindfulness.
Okay.
It's about bringing conscious awareness to all of our actions, infusing even the most mundane tasks with a deeper spiritual purpose.
So it's about finding the divine in the everyday, seeing even those simple acts as expressions of our connection to something greater.
Exactly. Kavanah is about bridging the gap between the sacred and the secular, recognizing that every moment is an opportunity to connect with the divine and contribute to the elevation of the world.
This has been such a fascinating exploration of Kabbalah and how it uses metaphor to illuminate these hidden truths. It feels like we've only just scratched the surface though, right?
We have, but I hope that it sparked a curiosity, to delve even deeper, to explore these metaphors further and discover what they mean for you.
I definitely feel that spark, yeah. One final question before we wrap up. If you could offer our listeners one piece of advice based on everything we've talked about today, what would it be?
I would encourage them to embrace the power of metaphorical thinking. Don't be afraid to look beyond the literal, to seek out deeper meaning in your everyday experiences, and allow the rich imagery of Kabbalah to ignite your imagination and guide you on your own spiritual journey.
That's beautiful. Remember, everyone, every single moment is a chance to lift the veil and glimpse that hidden light within. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of Kabbalah.